as I told, join is going to be is going to give us low performance when we are dealing with less amount of data. In such cases, lookup is going to work more faster. Lookup is something like our local machine. Join is something like our server machine. Okay. Local always be fast when compared to server, right? It's the same. So lookup is going to work for smaller amount of data. Both the things is going to help to join two data sets. Okay. So functionality for left join and inner join, and in join we can able to perform all the four types: left, right, inner, and full join. Okay. And speed for low amount of data, it is fast, it is slow compared to lookup. Okay. For larger data, it is not suggestible, whereas it is suggestible for larger data. Okay. So larger data in the sense, say suppose we are keeping two files, right? For joining, the first condition to be met is we need to have two sources. Otherwise, we can't join with the only single source, right? And so either one of the data must be less than or equal to 20,000 to have this lookup functionality optimal. If our data from the reference source is more than 20,000, then obviously we need to go for join stage. And lookup stage, we can have reject links. Whereas in join stage, there is no possibility of having reject link. I will explain you what this reject link is. Let's start with a simple demo activity. So I'm opening my designer console. Let's consider the same sample data which have been taken yesterday. So that is, let me show up the data again. We do have student data where roll number, name, address, phone, and age is there. And we also do have course.txt. And in this course.txt, we do have course ID and roll number. So say suppose I want Harish and his course ID. Then course ID is not available in my student.txt, and here student name is not available. But from these two files, we do have a common column which is roll number. So using roll number as a key column, we can able to join these two files so that we can retrieve the name and the respective course ID which Harish is taking, right? So we'll take the same example for lookup also, and we will try to see how to develop a job using lookup stage. I'm opening my Datastage designer client. Student. One more thing is, this is for the purpose of, so say suppose your login is not working and sometimes it is giving a timeout kind of error. Go to your taskbar, like here you can click on right click where you can see the task manager. So this bar which you are seeing is going to pop up at drop, at down of the page. So here right click so that you can see all these options. Go to the task manager where you'll get a window like this. Here, if I open my designer, I can able to see that is running. So as of now, what are all the four applications that I opened? I opened a file explorer, I opened two text files, and I also opened designer client. So all the four tasks or all the four applications which I opened is going to shown in my task manager. Here, for suppose if your data stage is not running or it is giving some sort of error, go and click on the application which is data stage designer and click on this end task, so that all your working data stage designer clients are going to be closed and you can open a fresh application. So when you get some sort of error, kill the application which has been running from long time and you can start up as a fresh application again. Okay. Now I'm opening a new parallel job. Let's add the skeleton part first. So we are taking two files, right? So two sequential files. One is student.txt, other one is course.txt. And then for joining these two, lookup is the stage which I am using. So go to the processing stage. There you can see this lookup stage. Drag to your drawing area. And finally, you are saving the output to a file, right? So go to the file and keep over here. So as of now, what we are trying to do is we'll read the student text file here. We'll read the course text file in the bottom sequential file. Okay. Later, we will try to join and capture only student name and student course. That's all. These are the two things. Say suppose my uh, some of the course IDs are not available, then my join is going to fail, right? In that case, I would like to also capture the rejects as well. So I'll make you understand through the example so that you'll get to understand. So using reject link, we can save all the rejected data as well. First, let me link these things. So for having a link, right click on the stage and then take it. Okay. In join stage, both of these lines came as a solid lines, whereas in lookup stage, we do not have two solid lines as input. Let me show you the join stage. See here, both came solid lines only, but here both the lines are not solid. One is solid, other one is with dashes. This link we call as reference link. So here in join, we call them left link file, right link file, or left data, right data. That is how the terminology using join. Whereas when it is coming to a lookup, primary data, reference data. That is what we call. So the data which we are referring to get the course ID is being called reference data here. Out of two files, one is our primary data, other one is our reference data. So in lookup, we call primary link and reference link. Let me rename these things. Student, this is course, and then this is link to lookup. No two links should have same name. So link to lookup, and this is our lookup, and this is link to target. This is our final target file. We're done with skeleton. I'm saving the file. It is saying already that name is available. So I have given another name. Now we have saved. Let's plug in the things. Okay. So here the delimiter is tab. Roll number, and we do not have this data. Okay. Roll number, name, address, phone, age. First, let's add the path. Student.txt. First line is column names, right? First line we do have column names, so this should be true. And then format, final delimiter is end, actual delimiter is tab. No quotations are there for my data, so none. And here, let me add the columns: roll number, name, address, phone, age. Roll number, name, address, phone, and age. So roll number is an integer, name is character, address character, phone number again integer. And age is integer. Okay. So we are done with plugging in the sequential file. Let's view the data. I'm reopening my stage and checking whether the plugin happened successfully or not. We can able to see it. Well, let's plug in the second data, which is our reference data. Course.txt is the file. Again, here also first line is column names. So let's keep that option as true. Let's give the formatting. So here the delimiter is tab. Click on that. No quotations are available for my data, so none. And the columns, course ID and roll number. So let's give the column names. Course ID and roll number. If you do remember in our previous discussion, when we are working on join, our key column must be with same name. But here in lookup, to join the key column, they cannot be with, it is not a must condition to have same name for the key column. Still, it can be doable, or it can be, the join can be done through lookup, even though my key column names are not same. Okay. So we are done with these two plugins. Let's go to our main stage, which is lookup processing stage. So as I told here, only two joins can be applied. Let's see how to plug in those things. This appearance is little different than what we are seeing in the before processing stages. So these two are nothing but our two input links, and this is our output. Okay, the mapping need to be done here only, and the lookup joining also need to be done here only. So we need to join roll number with roll number, and we need name and course ID. So to join the key columns, we just need to drag this column and drop here. It is asking the column roll number is not a key field. Do you want to make it as a key field? To have the lookup join, or to have the lookup implementation, we must have those column as key column. So since I clicked on S, the key being checked out here. Okay, whatever we do have here, the same thing appear in the bottom page, which you are seeing now. So link to lookup and link to lookup underscore. These are the two links that we have added as the link names. This is the data which is coming from student, and this is the data which is coming from course. Let me change the link name so that it will give a meaningful information. So this is my link from student, and this is my link from course. So now we need to again do the lookup activity. So what I'm asking now, from student file there is roll number, and from course file there is roll number. Please do join these two data and get the course ID, right? First I want name, so I'm dragging this name to my right side, which is nothing but output. To output I want name and course ID. So I'm dragging the needed columns from my left panel to my output panel. Okay, once I drag them, they appeared over here. We can change the names as well as per our wish. Say suppose here I can write student name. Student name. And we need to map which column would you like to map to the student name. Okay. So name from my student file is going to student name column. Course ID from my course file is going as course ID to my output. Okay. This is how we need to plug in the lookup stage. Only thing is we need to tell which particular column need to be looked up from my reference. Always my primary data will come at top and my reference data is come at bottom. So as I told, when the reference data is having its size up to 20,000, then it is a best practice to use lookup stage rather than using join or merge stage to do the joining operation, because lookup stage is going to use cache memory to save the reference data. So once I say this is my reference data, what lookup is going to do is whatever the data which is available in this particular file is copied and saved to the Datastage server where the Datastage is installed. So immediately it can do the lookup activity. Whereas in join stage, say suppose here files, but if the same files, instead of files, if we do have some database connectors, then what join stage is going to do is it will connect to both the databases, and from there it is going to fetch the data. So it need to make a connection first, then it need to execute the query, and then only it can able to access the data. Three steps need to be performed if the connections are not on Datastage server. That's why if we use join stage, it will take couple more time when compared to the lookup stage. But lookup is going to work at its optimal only when we do have reference data with limited size. If the size is going to increase, then also lookup is going to hang out. It can't put that huge amount of reference memory on the data stage disk. So when the data is large in size, obviously we need to pick the join stage to perform the joining activity. Okay, so we are done with it. And one more thing is there. As I told, lookup is going to perform only two joins. One is left join, other one is inner join. So where we need to set this up? If that is a join stage, then we can select the join type over here. If it is inner, we can use inner join. If it is left outer, we can use left outer. If it is right join. So here we can select the join type. Whereas for lookup, it is little different. Let me show it out. Please join back if the meeting ends. So you see this yellow color symbol, which is being called as constraints. In lookup, we are going to have constraints tab, unlike other processing stages. So here, if both the condition met is continue, condition not met, that means if this condition is not met, if roll number from my student is not equal to roll number from my course, then also I am asking to continue. Then if it is continue, if this condition not met is continue, then my lookup is going to perform left join. Okay. Say suppose here I keep drop. That means in this case, I'm asking to drop the rows which are not in sync, which are not matched from these two files. In that case, it is going to act as inner join. So if we keep continue, then nulls are going to be added to the data for which the condition is not met. That is nothing but our left join. If it is drop, then it is an inner join. This is how we are going to make the join type using lookup stage. Even though it is confusing, no issues. Once you do practicing with the data, you'll get to the point. But as of now, let's see how it is going to work. So now I kept drop right, which is nothing but inner join. Let's see how the records are flowing. But before that, let's also configure this one as well. I'm giving the same join path, and here I'm giving lookup tgt.txt. And I'm keeping the delimiter as tab, quotation none. That's all. Hope we do get only